Hi everyone. Welcome to this Facebook Live on energetic sovereignty for your new year. And I have just letting you know that I have a lot of pets and hopefully they will be quiet, but you might hear a dog or a cat or some kittens. We've got it all going, and I'm also going to be over here to see if it's all working right. So just bear with me a moment. And let's see. Can you hear me? How's the sound? Let's see. Okay. Okay. So before we get started, I want to talk a little bit about what is energetic sovereignty and why I decided to do this right now. And partly what I've been reflecting on for my own life and going into 2019, as well as reflecting and saying goodbye to 2018, is where are the dust bunnies, where are the energetic sovereign to and that I hold into my system, because a lot of it is not with a conscious mind. So even as we in our conscious mind go back and look at what is the medicine from 2018, what are our strengths, what are our wounds, where are we still stretching to embody certain qualities, and where are we it has become us. And so looking at that from the conscious mind, and then we get to look at where are we wanting to move forward in 2019. And what happens sometimes is that there's still these energetic thought forms. There's energy that's not yours. There's energy from past relationships, the collective, that is still operating in your field, in the different layers. So it could be the mental body, it could be the emotional body, it could be at the soul level, where still some residue of karmic issues are still working itself out. So what I like to do is to drop into the energetic level, drop into the frequency, and drop into the spiritual level, where I don't have to think about it. I don't have to know, oh, these are the things that are still plaguing me. It's more of the soul and the spirit do the work, because there's also a way that, sorry, my camera person is distracting me. There's a way that we can really just bypass the mind, right? Because it's like if the stuff that we knew is still there, we'd do the work. So we're going to go through a guided experience. I like to say experience instead of meditation, since we all can have different ideas about what a meditation is. So it's an experience or an exploration of clearing out 2018, so we can truly go into 2019 with energetic sovereignty, empowerment, really see okay, I am in present time. I'm in present time on the emotional level, I'm on present time on the mental level and the spiritual level and on the soul level. So, and this is going to be a shortened experience. There will be a link in the comments afterwards where you can download about a 45-minute deep dive into what we're going to be experiencing here tonight. And so I do recommend, even though we'll get the ball rolling and there'll be energetics going during this live, that you really sit with deepening in. There might be some months and some things that you knew that last June was a doozy, where you'll want to spend more time, again, without the mind, but on a soul level, clearing out what was going on. It might come up in the back body, might come up in the front body. Who knows? So we're going to do a shortened version, and then you have the MP3 that you can download and do it anytime when you have more space for it. And also, it's even though this is the beginning of the year, you can also go back and do this at any point in time. If you get to a crunchy space and it's okay, how do I clear out some more? All right, so I'm going to just check it over here to see how everything's going, and if you have, oh good, I think it's all going well. so we are going to begin. So get yourself comfy, and you can do this laying down if you don't fall asleep. It's going to be a pretty short guided experience, so there's not that risk of that. But in the 45-minute meditation and like all different explorations, you want to have the spine straight. So when you're clearing the energy, it can move in the central channel. It can move in your inner pillar. So either finding a comfy position where your spine is straight sitting up, or you can be laying down. Okay, my loves, let's close the eyes. Begin to attune to the breath. Following the inhalations and the exhalations. And at first, allowing whatever is to just be. You might have had a really busy day going back for the first day to work in the new year. You might just be arriving home. So just allowing the breath, the mind, the emotions simply to be what they are. And now inviting the breath to start to elongate. Breathing down into your pelvic floor, letting your rib cage expand, your chest, your heart rises, energetically going all the way to the crown center at the top of the head. Exhale, root. Inhale, summoning yourself to yourself. Letting the breath be the invitation to really arrive. Exhale, ground into yourself. Inhaling, activating the pelvic floor, the womb center, your root. Exhale, nourishing your system. Taking a few more breath cycles at your own pace. Allowing yourself to relax into this moment. If the monkey mind is still there, welcome it. If there's peace, welcome it. Here you are, the second day of the new year, showing up for yourself. And now place the awareness on the base of the spine, on the root center, your connection to Pachamama, your connection to Mother Gaia. And sending a taproot or a grounding cord from the base of the spine all the way through the building from which you sit to the topsoil of the earth, through all the layers to connect with the heart of Pachamama, Mother Gaia. And notice what you notice when you make that energetic connection. You may take a deeper breath. You may feel your nervous system relax. You may feel nothing. And now, tuning into how wide, how capable is this connection to Pachamama? Is it small? Is it like a dental floss? Is it like a small tube? And now is making it as wide as your hips, fortifying it. Feeling capable and strong in your connection, in your ground, your root. And as we continue to connect with the Mother, I'd like to take this time, the mind wanders, just bring it back to the breath and feeling that connection. It's going to be the foundation of our practice today. I'd like to take this time to give thanks for this sacred divine appointment as we sit as the sacred fire of our hearts. We sit at the spiritual fire with each other. We are here. We are whole. We are holy. I give thanks for those beings of light in the seen and the unseen realm surrounding us in a circle of light and grace and protection. We welcome you. We see you. During this practice, we ask to be more than our fears, more than our distractions, more than our limitations, coming into present time, in this lifetime, in this dimension, in this timeline. Opening up this sacred space. We arrive. Now seeing if you can allow yourself to sink a little bit deeper. Sink a little bit deeper into presence, into the moment. And then going back to the breath, the inhalations and the exhalations. Now focusing on your root center again as we travel up the central column, the inner pillar, going from our root to our sacral center, the womb center, the center of creation, then rising up to our solar plexus, our core, our seat of power, and then up into the heart, the center of the chest. Breathing the heart open on the front and then open on the back body. And then traveling up to the throat, our place of communication, deep listening to ourselves and others. And floating up into the center of head to the third eye, the ajna, our place of vision, intuition, then up into the crown center. Sensing the petals unfurl, opening to receive more of your own divine essence, more of your own light, more of your own soul. Again, summoning yourself to present time. Breathing in, up and down the spine. And notice what you notice. How do you feel now than you did 10 minutes ago? And with our grounding cord still wide, connected, set at release down, composting down into the earth. Any energies as they start to move, composting into Pachamama. Feeling rooted and yet connected. You're going to visualize a rose about 3 feet out in front of you. You want it on the outside of your aura. So you can take a moment and just check in. And if this is the first time that you have done this practice, you don't have to worry about where's the edge of my aura, I'm not sure. Just asking for it to come in. Asking for it to come about 2 to 3 feet around you. And then putting that rose on the outside of your field, right in front of you. Visualizing in your mind's eye. What does that rose look like? What color is the rose? Is it in full bloom? Is it in a tight bud? Is it a rose at all? Yours might have shown up as a sunflower. All perfect. Now putting grounding cord on that rose that goes deep into the earth. So as you tune into your rose, now we're going to ask for that rose to hold the vibration of 2018. And how does that change the shape of the rose? What immediately happens? Does it frump over? Does it expand? Just notice what you notice. 2018. And now we're going to ask for anything that's in your field, in your mental body, emotional body, spiritual body, your chakras. We're going to go through the months. having the rose collect the energy of those months, the energetic residue, the energetic dust bunnies. So placing that rose, connecting, it has a grounding cord in front of you. We're going to go back a year ago, January 2nd, 2018. The whole month of January 2018. What does the rose do? You're going to ask that any energy that's in your space from 2018 January go into the rose. Now that rose might all of a sudden go to your right and start pulling energy. For example, I feel it pulling energy out of my throat, out of the top of my head. So you're using this rose as a cleaning tool. No mind, no story. Goes to the back, and then having that rose go back to the front of you if it's moved. You might have images of things that happened last year. You might just sense a sensation in your chest as energy gets pulled from your chest. We don't need to know the story. Then we are going to cut the cord of that January 2018 rose. Let it go back into Pachamama like a vacuum that's sucking it back in. And then we're going to offer that rose up to Spirit. I put like a Looney Tunes bomb under it. You might put it in a balloon and offer it up. You might have it go in fireworks. Letting go. Then pause and feel. You might feel a buzzing at the crown. You might feel sensations in your body. You might not feel anything. Putting up a rose, February 2018. Putting a grounding cord on that rose in front of you, 3 feet outside of your field for February 2018. Asking it to start collecting any energetic residue that you're holding from last year, February 2018. Trusting what happens. Again, it might move around, it might go around you, it might stay, it might go to different centers in front of you, or the energy might go right there without it moving. So February 2018, letting go, coming into full sovereignty, present time. We're cutting the cord on that rose for February 2018, letting it go back into Pachamama, then offering it up to the divine. Putting a Looney Tune bomb underneath it, sending it up on a kite, no longer in your space. And again, we're going through these fast. You'll have a recorded version that goes a lot deeper. The introduction's a lot deeper. So if there's something that's like, oh, dang, I'm feeling something at my solar plexus, I'm not ready to move on, no worries. You're going to come back to it. March 2018, a rose out in front of you. Put a grounding cord on the rose. What does this rose look like? What's the color? What's the shape? Allow the clearing to begin. what needs to happen. Some guides might come forth. For those who have not worked with me in the shamanic energetic realms, you might, when I'm either burping or making weird noises or whistling, I'm moving energy. I'm observing the collective right now, everyone who's on the call and everyone who is tuning in. Good. Now release the grounding cord from March 2018, Rose. And again, offer it up to Spirit. Put out a rose, April 2018. Put a grounding cord on the rose. What does this rose look like? Great. Letting the clearing begin. And letting go of that grounding cord, letting it go back into the earth, blowing up the rose, April 2018. And now pause. Check back in with yourself, with your energy field, with your grounding cord in this body. And just notice what you notice. For me, I feel more light on the right side of my field in the front. I can tell there's still some crunchies in the back channels for me. Just giving some examples. Just notice what you notice. Setting that grounding cord at release, having it nice and rooted into Pachamama. You might want to create a new one. Now put out a rose for May 2018. 3 feet in front of you, outside of your field. What does this rose look like? How does it ground into Pachamama? Release, let go. Letting the alchemy take place. The transformation. Letting go of that grounding cord in the rose, offering the rose up to Spirit. Putting out a rose for May 2018. Putting a grounding cord on that rose. Let the clearing begin. Notice what you notice in your centers. You don't have to understand what's happening. You might get insight. I'm letting go of the resistance. I'm just tuning into some resistance in the collective. So also just putting down the grounding cord resistance. No judgment, no story, some interference from some other energies. Cutting that cord to May 2018, offering it up to Spirit. Creating your sovereignty, creating space for your new year. June 2018, a rose out in front of you. How does this want to clear? And again, if some months were more, you could feel more energetic residue, just simply come back to it later on. We just want to get this into your system, into your energy body, so when you go back to it, the activation will already be there. Then letting go of that grounding cord on the rose of June 2018, offering it up to Spirit. Put out a rose July 2018. Put a grounding cord on it. What color is it? How does it want to heal and clear your field, your body? Just trusting your spirit, your soul. These ancient tools, they know how to do this job, even if the mind doesn't. Letting go of that grounding cord, offering July up to Spirit, putting a bomb underneath it, firecracker, lifting it up. In all those places, whether it's other people, other relationships, countries you visited that might have been stuck in your field, we're offering them back to those people. So don't be surprised if you get a text, a call, an email, have dreams about the situations, the people, your own old self that you're releasing. August 2018. Out in front of you in a rose, grounding. Pulling out any energetic residue from this last year. Out from your kidneys, the lower colon, the stomach, your womb space. Letting go of that grounding cord, offering the rose to Spirit. Offering it back home. The energy just goes where it goes, or back to the void. Back to the divine. September 2018. Put a grounding cord on that rose. Sense how this rose feels. How does this feel different in your body than August? We just get to get curious in these explorations. We get to start to tune our awareness to the subtle realms and working the magic from there. So allowing the healing to keep taking place. Then letting go of that rose, letting go of the grounding cord, offering September 2018 that's holding all of the dust bunnies to Spirit. Your energy body is more in present time. Your emotional body is more in present time. October 2018, in a rose, as a rose in front of you, 3 feet, put a grounding cord. Let the healing take place. Good. Really pay attention to the back body too. So either asking for that rose to pull energy out of the back body by not moving, or just allowing it to move around you. Especially the back of the heart, I'm seeing. Especially October is always, it's the time of transition, and I do believe it's the wood element. It's a lot of grief, and so I'm just seeing some people's back bodies and the heart light up. So really just take some time, the lungs, putting the rose back in front of you, letting go of the grounding cord, On the rose, composting into light and Pachamama, offering it to Spirit. And notice if some months are easier to let go of. If some months will like shoot up right back to the divine, if some seem like you need a couple of triggers. I do Looney Tune bombs. Sometimes it takes a couple to really break the energy. November 2018, just a couple months ago. We were getting ready for the holiday season. It was getting colder here in Asheville. Where are the energetic residues? Where are we still holding on? No story. Letting go of that grounding cord, offering the rose November 2018 back to the divine. Now last rose, December 2018. Just a few days ago, 1 month ago, December 1st. Putting a grounding cord on this rose. Asking it to take anything else from this month, from the year that's in your field. Letting it go all around you. Coming back to the center. Asking it to hold, to pull out any energies that are ready to let go of, that are not in the conscious mind. Those places of self that we can just lay down with 2018. Good. Now let go of that grounding cord. Seeing that go right into the earth, composting into light. And offering December 2018 out to Spirit. Now tuning back into your central channel, from the base of the spine all the way to the top of the head. Letting a few cycles of breath massage, nurture the centers, this field. And notice what you notice. What feels more open, more spacious? What maybe we highlighted but still feels a little bit crunchy? Do you feel a difference on your front side of your energy field than your back? Now placing your awareness on the top of your head, inviting the crown center to open a little bit more, letting the petals unfurl, welcoming in your divine soul essence. Seeing the essence of your soul coming into your field, filling up with this golden light of your own soul, coming into the crown, into the brain, to the back of the head, to the front, the face, also surrounding the area around your body. So we're filling back up those places that we just, or that have more space now from, that had collected the dust bunnies. So it's really important that as you clear afterwards, you fill back up with your own essence. So letting this light of your own soul come in to your organs. And it might have a different hue. Like I usually have a turquoise. There's a golden sense, but also has a turquoise energy to it for me. So allowing whatever is the divine light of your own soul coming back in all the way down to your toes, surrounding your field. Feeling your cells, your DNA, your molecules activated in a way of present time. More so than they even were 30 minutes ago. Really letting yourself fill and fill and fill. Making sure to get the back body, the back area of your biomagnetic field or aura behind you. That you're sitting in this golden egg of your own divinity. This brilliant light of your own sovereignty, of your own space. Good, so letting it fill and fill and fill. And then relax into this spaciousness. Letting yourself just sink into your light. Good. So taking a few deep breaths, breathing all the way down into your pelvic floor, letting the ribs expand, chest lift, all the way to the top of your head. A couple more rounds. And letting your eyes slowly open with soft gaze. Starting to take in the room around you, slowly coming back to this space, back to present time, right here, right now. So I hope that that was helpful, and you could feel the shift of when we take time to go back through we did the year, but you can do this with, let's say you have a rough week, or let's say the holidays were intense, or that that those interactions really are, I can feel those. So you can go back and do the same thing, put a rose up for the week of the holidays. You can go back and do these things. I definitely recommend going back and doing the longer meditation, and I cannot recommend enough and stress enough to, that's a funny way to say things, stress enough. You don't want to stress. I invite you to highlight. I'm going to highlight that it's really important to fill back up. We tend to do a lot of releases. Those who've worked with me know, like, I'm huge on puja stone work, like clearing it out. But we also need to fill back up. So you can qualify that with what you are calling in and really stepping into for 2019. And it was interesting, as I was preparing for today in this Facebook Live, I sat in deep meditation, and I thought I was going to do the release and then also the gathering for 2019, and it became really clear from my guides that to take time to let go and to release the residue. So next week I'll be doing a Facebook Live, same place, same time, Wednesday at 7. And we will be working with another energetic practice to fortify. And so we'll pick with one quality or one thing that you are embodying and calling in for your new year, and we'll look where are you at with really being able to receive that. What in your field is keeping you from receiving that? What needs to also be magnified? So it'll be a different exercise, and it was just really interesting. I was like, oh, we'll release and then bring in, and it was like, no, let's just do one at a time. So if you would like to join me again next week, I recommend doing this, listening to the meditation. The link will be in the comments somewhere. You know, I'm learning about how to do all this. Yep. Oh, you good. Yay, Sarah Jane. Thank you. So, you know, this is a really powerful tool, again, to use not just for your year, but when there's like crunchies, especially on your back channels. You can put up the rose and put it on your back, because it's really hard, even with doing Limpia work, those are familiar with that, it's really hard to get those back channels. So you can put the rose behind you and it be, what are those things called? I forget what they're called, but the, I don't know, like the Windex stuff, you know, just like getting the back. And it's really nice to do when we leave story. Like sometimes it really is important to engage in story and the timelines and what we're working with. And other times it's just really nice to be like, you know what, let's just get it done without story. So, and again, be aware of dreams. When I was at psychic school, we did this exercise or a version of it, and we would actually kind of take bets of how many people were going to have like their ex call them, their mother call them, all these, as you really work with clearing out different energies. So on that note too, you can put up a rose. Like if you're like, you know what, I really need to clear out a specific situation or person, and I think I've done the work, but I'm just going to double check. You can always put up a rose outside of your field. You don't want to blow up a rose inside your field, or you're just putting the energy back in your field. So outside your field, and you can just check, like, I think I'm clear with this person or this situation, or even you can put up a rose about self-doubt, you know, and look of like, where am I really at with working with that quality? How does that, you know, and if and the rose will inform you. So there's a lot of different ways to work with this technique, and it's extremely powerful. So thank you for joining, and I will see you next week here at 7 p.m. And the shamanic mentorship is coming up. We'll be starting that February 5th. So if you would like more information with that, I'll be sending out some more information and talking about that. And it's going to be a really sweet, each year it just, you know, expands and gets deeper, and I'm really excited about it. We're going to be doing a few more new things than I did last year, and really engaging with energetic practices, shamanic practices, different manifestations. It's going to be a juicy one. So I think that's it, and I appreciate, we went way over. That's one thing. I will not say 7 to 7:30 next time. I will say 7 to 8. So thank you for being with me and being with yourself, and have the most blessed new year possible. All right. Love you all. And now my camera person left, so I'm going to have to come and get this to undo. All right.